Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that everybody is doing well this morning. Come on, join me. Please let me know that you can hear me okay. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee this morning, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar. And this morning I am going to be your morning coffee. So y'all come on in, and as you come in the room, please like and share. I would greatly appreciate it. So glad to be with you all this morning, and I am excited about our topic. And I think that it is going to bless you. But you can confirm that it's going to bless you by letting me know in the comments as we go along. So, y'all come on in. I give you time to come in and like and share. Good morning and happy Wednesday. We have made it to Wednesday. We are going to make it over the hump, and we're going to make it over together. So, as you come in, please speak, say good morning, say hello. Let me know that you're here. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, and let me know that my sound is good so that we can flow this morning. Good morning, Latasha. I'm so happy to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do not take your presence this morning for you to come and hear, what has to be said about transparency. And it's my prayer that you will be encouraged and inspired, most importantly, on today. So y'all come on in, and as you come in, please like and share. We're going to talk about transparency this morning. Transparency one-on-one. Because there's it's very important to have healthy boundaries as it pertains to being transparent. And we're going to get into those things as to why that is important. So as you come in, please like and share. I would greatly appreciate it. Um my early risers, I hope y'all got y'all coffee, your tea. I actually have already had my matcha tea and orange juice. So I'm good. We rocking and rolling this morning. So as you come in, please speak, say hello. I will greatly appreciate it. And we're going to get started in about 60 seconds. And we're going to be discussing transparency 101. So, good morning again. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. As you come in, please speak, say hello, and I am excited to be here on this morning. Um, I know this is gonna bless you because it definitely blessed me. There's nothing that I give you on a Wednesday, a Saturday, whenever that God hadn't given me first and hadn't had the opportunity to mature in my own life and in my own heart. So it is my hope and my prayer that as I share experiences with you, as I share knowledge with you, as I share inspiration with you, that God will also utilize that for your own life, for your own experiences. I'm the type of person that I learn I don't have to touch the stove to know that it's hot. I'm good. I can watch somebody else get burned and I'm okay. I'm straight. And so that's my prayer, is that whatever it is, that is shared or talked about, that you also can just kind of look and be like, you know what? Yep. Thank you for the advice. I'm good. I don't have to touch the stove to know that it's hot. Thank you so much, Latasha, for sharing. I greatly appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and get started because I want to respect you all's time this morning. So, welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar, and I am your morning coffee this morning. And please make sure that you come in, like, and share. So, we're going to be talking about transparency 101, and I want to share with you that about how we live in a culture, right, where people want to keep it real all day long. People want to that's what they call it. They call it keeping it real. They're sharing things about themselves. They're sharing things about other people. They're sharing, these different things, and what they're doing. They're doing it in the spirit of transparency. But there is such a defined line that you have to walk when you talk about sharing and being transparent. The line is drawn when your spirit or your moment of transparency either turns someone as a witness away from you or turn them toward you. And that is the measuring rod. Is this transparent and real moment going to turn someone not only away from you and or toward you, or is it going to turn somebody away from God or toward God? And so sometimes I think we utilize the spirit of transparency and being real for the sake of trying to hurt other people, and for the sake of trying to fit into this culture where people are really exposing each other, calling each other out, and they do it in the spirit of transparency and being real. So, um, why is this important to define? Transparency is something that can really help somebody else. Being transparent with some of the things, some of your struggles, some of the things that you've been through, will help somebody else over, because sometimes people don't want to feel like they're by themselves. People don't want to feel like I can't possibly be the only person going through this. I cannot be the only person that's experiencing this. And the truth of the matter is that you're not. And so the enemy will utilize that as a strategy against you and against the people that need to be delivered, because there's a word in your mouth, there's a story in your mouth, there's an experience that you've had where God has brought you out of, and something that you have conquered and overcame. And sometimes it can be very intimate. It can be a divorce, sometimes it can be molestation, sometimes it can be abuse, whatever the case may be. That's important to share with other people, especially if it's going to help them be delivered and if it's going to help them feel like they're not by themselves. So transparency can be utilized in a good way, and transparency can be utilized in a bad way. And it's important to know what is your intention behind you being transparent. I have been on lives or have been, in rooms where people will start their statement off, well, I'm going to just be real. I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Blah 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 blah. And that's fine. Thank you so much for your transparent moment, and thank you for keeping it real. However, in the spirit of you keeping it real, how did you leave that person? Did you leave that person feeling encouraged that they can conquer what it is that they're dealing with? Did you leave that person wanting to be better? Did you leave that person with your being real? Did you leave them encouraged in wanting to do something different or respond differently? Right? And it's not just sharing experiences, it's keeping it real with people when they've done you wrong. It's keeping it real with people when you've seen them do something wrong and you're calling them to the carpet about it, because we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to make each other better, because iron sharpens iron. And what I cannot afford to do is have any of my friends err or do something wrong or do something that's not right or that's not befitting of who they are and not tell them about it. Right? So when you do it in that spirit, God said you're supposed to do that in love. You're supposed to do that there's a rubric in place when you're confronting people and their issues and what it is that they're doing, right? And so even when you're sharing your life experiences and you're being transparent about certain things, let it be strategic. Don't just be out here sharing stuff just to be sharing stuff and then it taints your witness. Do not be out here sharing stuff and it taints your witness. So you have to ask God to release you on, okay, what is it about me? What is it about my life? What is it about what you've done that you want me to share, that you want me to give to your people, that you want me to give to your children, so that in hopes and prayer that it will encourage them, and that it will push them to do better and be better. And if this is something that you are agreeing with, or if this is something that is inspiring you, then please let me know in the comments. Yes, thank you, Latasha. There is a rubric. Y'all talk back. This is a conversation, and that's what I love about I Am My Morning Coffee. As this community begins to build even more, is that we can provide a safe space for each other to share our experiences, to share our moments, to share what we do, what we've gone through, to help somebody else. And so in this spirit of transparency, and it happened on Sunday. I am the type of person, because I'll use myself as an example. I am the type of person where I typically don't share when I'm going through. Often the telltale sign that I may be dealing with something is if I go quiet, because for the most part, to be honest, I'm a very private person. And I have a very private relationship with God. I have a private and a public relationship with God. And so I'm thankful that I'm able to kind of withdraw within myself and to really just, all right, God, we need to deal with some stuff. We need to deal with these issues that I got going on. And so I'm thankful that I'm able to do that. I'm thankful that I'm able to just withdraw and just have those moments with God, because every time that I go through and I feel like I want to go pull on people and I feel like I want to go talk to people, and it's human nature to go through something and then ask yourself, well, nobody has called and checked on me, or nobody has sent a text and asked me if I was okay. I think because we're human, we all deal with that. But at the end of the day, when I was being transparent with my team on Sunday, I shared with them that God checked me, and God asked me, is he not enough? And that's not being too deep. The truth of the matter is God not enough? So when we go through things and you withdraw and you're going through privately, sometimes God is maturing something and getting something out of you for you to share publicly and for you to be transparent about. It blessed me when I shared that I had a hard week last week, and I was very transparent about how I was feeling. I was very transparent about what I was dealing with. And I told my team that, you know what, no more am I going to answer to appease somebody else when they ask me how I'm doing. Yeah, Latasha, you get quiet and you just get tired, and you have to withdraw into God, and you have to know what works for you, and you cannot apologize. Let me say that you cannot apologize for how God deals with you. Me, I withdraw. I just want to be away from people. It's not like I'm withdrawing and never want to talk to my friends anymore. I just need to be alone with my own thoughts. I just need to be alone with God, because I talk to people all day long. As a social worker, I'm solving problems. Of course, I love my family. I love my friends. So when you're in that mode all day, and you're talking and you're problem solving and you're always there for people and you're always on and you're always going, you don't have the space and the opportunity to process your own stuff. And so sometimes you just gotta shut this off, put it down, tell your team, hey, look, I need to step away and get your thoughts together. Because what God is doing is that he's going to work with you through this problem, and you better believe that he's going to use it for his glory. And that's the last part that I'm going to say before I go. Anytime that you're going through, anytime that you're dealing with something, anytime that you're developing a story that God is working through you, the book of Adelia, as he continues to work through the book of Adelia, I have to allow God to mature the thing in me, and then I have to share with the intention of God getting the glory for it. I'm gonna just let that marinate for a moment, because sometimes we share our stories and our testimonies, and we try to use what we've been through to try to push us and give us platforms and give us media attention. And God said it may do all of that. What you've been through may do all of that, but in essence, it's not for that. It's to give me the glory, and it's for you to help somebody else, and it's for you to remind the child that my children, this is what God is saying. It reminds my children whom I love and care about. I pushed you through because I knew that you had the grace to handle it. I pushed you through because I knew that you were equipped to handle the problem. And so when you come out of whatever it is that you're pressing your way through, that I expect you to be transparent about, so that I can get the glory for it. It is to bring out my child that didn't have the strength to do it. It's to bring out my child that wasn't equipped to do it. It's to bring out my child that needed somebody to speak life into them. It was to bring out my child. You are not going through for yourself. You are going through for somebody else. And God wants the spirit of transparency to be on people and his children that are going to utilize the story for his glory, and not just for his glory, but to help deliver his people and not destroy his people. Because people will use this whole idea of keeping it real, keeping it 100, and you're going around and you're making people bleed, you're hurting people's feelings, and you're leaving a trail of destruction. And that's not what God has called us to do. And you're misusing the idea of testimony. You're misusing the idea of transparency. And then you have the audacity to want to monetize it and pimp what God has done for you. Are you serious? And you don't think that you have to answer for that? Because you totally skipped the glory of God part. And you totally went to, oh, I can sell you my story. I can sell you what I've been through. And then you try to drag other people in the idea of keeping it real? No, 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 and no. It's for his glory. And I'll tell you right now, I'm the type of person where I'll call you out on it. And I won't do it in front of a whole bunch of people. And I won't do it in a nasty way. Come here, sis. Let me holler at you for a moment. Now, I respect you trying to keep it real, and I respect you trying to be transparent, and that's great. I think it's wonderful. People need to hear your story, and people need to hear what you've been through. But what you cannot do is drag people for not being as equipped to handle it as you did. And on top of that, with you keeping it real, it's not your place to go hurting people's feelings and dragging people through the mud. And so I think we have to check this whole idea of being transparent and monitor how we're responding to people and what is the intention behind us being so open and being so transparent. Do not pimp what God has done for you. Do not abuse people with what God has done for you. Do not drag and hurt his people in the spirit of transparency. If you're going to be transparent, I encourage everybody to really analyze your life. And I'm closing. But I really encourage everybody to analyze their life. Look and see what God has done for you. Pick and choose which parts of the story that God is going to use for his glory and for you to encourage somebody else. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So be very careful, because people will also misuse your story now. They'll take what you told them and they'll run with it and do something else with it. But you better believe that if you did it in the spirit of the right intention and you did it with the idea to be transparent and to help them, that God will redeem you. So don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's right. Latasha, do not pimp what God has done for you, and people will do it all day long. People will try to monetize on what God has done for them. And that's their sole intention. Because I'm not saying, because when you look at Tyler Perry, which I think is just the most amazing example of God restoring somebody and him being transparent about what he's gone through. He's not doing that to make money. His gift and his talent can do that. But the fact that he shares his story of being molested, the fact that he shares his story about being homeless, the fact that he shares his story about the issues that God has brought him over, that helps other people conquer the barriers that get in the way of them doing the will that God has for their lives. And so I just want to encourage you on this morning. I want to inspire you on this morning that as you go throughout your day and as you see opportunities to be open, and as you see opportunities to be transparent, and as you see opportunities to really minister really to other people through your story, please make sure that you're drawing that line and asking those questions. Okay, is this glorifying God? Is this going to help bring this other person out? Is this going to help deliver this other person? Is this going to encourage this other person? And what is the sole intention behind me even sharing what I'm sharing? So I love y'all. That is all that I had. I pray that blessed you. I thank God for showing up this morning. I really, really do. And releasing us from feeling like we got to hide behind what we go through, and the spirit of pride needs to really be dismantled on this morning, and we need to speak up about what God has done. Even if the story isn't fully complete, there's somebody else next to you that's going through it. There's somebody else close to you that's dealing with issues, that's going through stuff, and they need to know that somebody else is going through too, that somebody else is experiencing the same thing. Just because we believe God don't mean that we're not going to go through. It's because we believe God, we're going to go through. And that's all right. Because just look at it as another opportunity for God to do what God does. It's another opportunity for him to show up. It's another opportunity for you to sit back and to say, you know what, God, how are you going to do it this time? It's another opportunity for you to sharpen your skills. It's another opportunity. Every issue, every problem is an opportunity for God to do what God does. So I love y'all. I love being here with you. Welcome to, not welcome to, but thank you so much for tuning in to I Am My Morning Coffee. I pray that it blessed you. I pray that today, as opportunities arise for you to be transparent and to push somebody else, that you'll take advantage of that opportunity. So I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. And this has been I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar, and I have been your morning coffee. So you all take care, and I pray that this motivates you and inspires you on today. Love y'all. Y'all have a good